Namaste Tarun ji. Good morning.
नमस्ते प्रणव जी, कैसे हैं आप?
Was fine. Nice to meet you again. Uh, would like to have this conversation more kind of informal but very informative to our volunteers and donors and beneficiaries. So thought to have a little bit more one-on-one conversation with you to make sure that we understand the psyche, inspiration, struggles, and what has motivated you to do what you are doing. So let's start with very basic question, Tarunji. I know you since you were at International Red Cross.
Yeah.
Uh, Walk me through the journey. Yes, what click in your mind to start this signable mobile app? Because I am so proud to tell everybody that do you
Yeah.
know hearing impaired person can communicate with anybody now?
Yeah.
That's the power of your app. So please
Yeah.
explain the motivation and everything.
Okay. All right. Goes back a long time. I suppose, I come from a very privileged background. My father was a banker in a very big bank here in India. But for some reason, I never followed that path. Although I had all the opportunities, I got to study in the UK, I went to America, everything. But something was missing. And, I found myself in Rajasthan, working with some weavers, untouchable people in Rajasthan. And that's where I found myself. It's really that what I found myself. And then suddenly I knew that that was my kind of life journey. And it became natural. I really felt this. And so most of my life has been working like this. I worked in areas, across India, but across the world as well. And what I found is whether I was working with Dalit people, or whether I was working with tribal people, or whether I was working with, some ethnic community in Africa which was marginalized, that I found that, the real problem is that sometimes people don't have a voice. And I found that despite whatever I try to do, it's the people who don't have the voice, we have to give them the voice, the ability, because people are people. We are all the same. We have a common humanity. But if we are not able to speak, we have a problem. So I went through my journey, etc. I returned to India to look after elderly parents. And what I found, and quite surprisingly late in my life, was that of all the people around the world that I've ever met, the people who literally and figuratively don't have a voice are the deaf. When we talk about the disabled, obviously, and I used to do this myself, is saying like, if there was any disability I didn't want to have, is that I couldn't see. But actually, I understood for the first time that if you can't hear and if you can't speak, you have no connection with the rest of humanity. And this is what I found. I didn't know this. There's a whole deaf culture, functions by different rules. They are isolated. They live amongst themselves. They live for themselves. And they have very, very little connection to anybody outside. And other people, hearing people, they have hardly any connection with the deaf. And this was a real thing. I have seen apartheid. I've seen all sorts of deprivations, but I've never seen this degree of people never having a voice, and that's what really inspired me. I mean, I felt lucky. I came through it through innovation. I found this technology. Somebody else was prototyping it, but somehow this seemed to be the journey that I had to take. And I'm 60 now, and everybody laughs at me. It's like when everyone is thinking of retiring, you're doing a startup. And I feel blessed to have found this. So we find our inspiration also from other people. So Pranavji, I also want to say thank you for calling me here. I just want to say, okay, you have a broad net, and but you remain true to the idea and the focus around disability in India. And for that, I'm super grateful, and we really want to kind of help in this journey of yours and of the other people around the room there.
No, definitely. That we are so happy that partners like you, because of you, we are able to grow our impact with satisfaction. The
I
key
hope.
is that innovation that has a real transformative impact. If a person has not communicated, like you said, and is now open to communicate to anybody in the world, at least in Indian Sign Language, if not the world, that's a big leap forward for somebody to unlock the potential on multiple fronts. So I hope that vision comes true with your mobile app. How many beneficiaries or how many downloads or how many people are using so far? I know you have so many. For last how many years it is going on?
Well, we started off with a free thing. We wanted to test it out. We wanted to see if there was buy-in, etc. But and it's grown, and it grows in its own way. There are, deaf people are isolated. It's difficult to communicate with the whole community. I looked actually day before yesterday. I was looking to share our link, and I saw 50,000 plus downloads.
Very good.
Uh, which is phenomenal. So I think the next level will be 100,000. They'll change the figure. They don't tell you precisely. So um, so people have used it, and now they're paying for it as well. I mean, so when we first started, it was free, and then we started the kind of period of payment. Now, obviously, there are costs. Obviously, there's a regular cost of interpreters, etc., etc. And although we've tried to make it cheap, it's still expensive to a lot of people. So we've been kind of working towards that and feeling a little bit like in most other countries, it's not a sustainable thing. And then you guys came, and then VOSAP came, and really this has been something special for us, because what we are able to do is say, you buy for a month, we will give you unlimited calls, but then VOSAP will support you for the rest of the year. And we believe that this is really going to increase the usership. Because even if people would download it, they would buy minutes or they would buy 1 month. And then, it was like earlier when mobile phones first came, you would always measure how many calls you're making. Now you make it unlimited, you make it free. So we're having more and more calls being made. Yeah. So we have several hundred calls a day. We've actually reduced the times, from now at the moment it's from 9 to 6, but we will take it back. When we were giving it free, we were giving it all day. And so we'll be able to do that. And we expect to have, several thousand calls a day. So there's a lot of use, but I think it's more than the numbers. It is the quality, honestly. When, we talk to the interpreters, what are the calls, etc., etc., and they are really moving calls, because you can imagine a child never having spoken to their mother, not in a proper way. Yeah, you can imagine the first time the person going to the doctor and the doctor is listening to them. You can understand the distress of somebody who is going in front of the police and the police is listening to their story for the first time. So these are really transformative changes in their lives. It's not just the quantity, and it's the quality. And I know that our focus is on obviously getting deaf people to pay for these services, but really what we want is also to change society to understand. Yeah, because eventually you have to change the society to understand that these are your people, our people, and we have to be inclusive of them. Yeah, it's not only because a family member of yours might be deaf or might be autistic or might be blind that you take care. No, these are all our people.
So you have B2B and B2C two models, right? So
Yeah.
can you explain a little bit about how you are driving the impact in a B2B model? We are your partners for B2C,
Yes.
means direct to consumer.
Yeah.
What is your business and all that with B2B?
Well, we were very lucky in the beginning. One of the largest companies in the world, Amazon, came. They already had 1,500 deaf people working for them. They were
Wow.
trying, they were struggling a little bit, because you have to have, they run a very tight ship. The communication is fast, work is fast. We get products so quickly. So how do they communicate? How do they onboard these people? How do they train these people? How do they make sure every shift goes clear? So they have given us kiosks in all their in a large number of their warehouses, or what they call fulfillment centers. You press a button, and immediately the interpreter is there. And we supply them 24/7 in 5 languages, this kind of thing. So all the deaf people, often who don't know enough, often fight, often everyone has HR problems, everyone has process problems, everyone has learning problems, because these are vast numbers. um, that has worked. And so, we were really encouraged by this, and we find that actually there's quite a movement towards inclusion of persons with disability. And within that, the deaf people, they have three qualities, I say. They're incredibly loyal. Secondly, they're incredibly good problem solvers, because they've been solving problems all their life. And finally, they remain focused on their work. So actually, employers really like them. So all we have to do is remove the barrier. Now, looking at this experience, and also, trying to cater to the issues that people face when they employ deaf people, we found that more and more people are coming. So we have 20 companies now
Wow.
working through us, and all the big names are there. Now, ours was always a cross-subsidized model, in the sense that we will make more money from B2B in order to support our B2C operations. So that's the way. Not that, you can't make big money out of companies because they're very tight, but at the same time, they give us regular income, regular income, regular income every month. And now what we've done, and we really hope we get somewhere with this, is that you can just have a widget on your app or on your website, and immediately you get an interpreter. So any deaf customer support you can do, and that is what we're really really looking forward to now. Is into growing this, that it's not only that you're helping your own employees, but also you're making the world accessible to deaf people wherever you go. How many calls we have to book railway tickets? How many calls to book, anything, Swiggy calls, all this thing we have. So that, the custom interface is our big next journey. But of course, we,
So as of now, if you have to look at 3 years or 5 years down the line,
yeah.
what is the number that you are looking at to achieve in terms of number of downloads or beneficiaries?
Well,
B2B, B2C.
yeah. So our end of 24 is 150,000 paying subscribers. It is 200 companies. Yeah,
Wow.
and we are, in different states. So mainly Bhopal. I mean, Bhopal actually the beginning today of the first state hospital using us. This is JP Hospital in Bhopal. It'll be in the
Wow.
press as well. But we're working with some states, so largely Madhya Pradesh and also Andhra Pradesh. In Andhra Pradesh, it's about inclusive education. So there are many schools all over the country. They call them inclusive schools, but they don't have necessarily sign language interpreter trained teachers. So these people, the deaf will have to sit at the back of the class and copy if they can, but not really understand everything. But we're trying to work, so it will be in about 1,500 schools, to at least have the basic minimum requirement that people are learning in sign and in language, so that they can actually complete their education. So we're hoping that we have one large contract also with the government in one of these locations. So, we'll see. It really depends on the will. It really depends on, who can't do without it, because there's still champions in all of these companies and all of these institutions who also believe in the same way that we do.
No, this fantastic. So I took few points just to summarize. You have obviously B2C model where Voice of SAP is helping for individuals who cannot afford for the costly subscription. But
Yeah,
at the same time, B2B, you have Amazon and 20 clients like that in India. And now you are penetrating to government with Madhya Pradesh or Andhra Pradesh, or hopefully Voice of SAP can help you connect with some more governments, because
yes,
we are obviously well respected by several governments, state governments
yeah,
like Meghalaya, Gujarat, Goa, or the Uttar Pradesh. We can definitely, knowing your model, we
yeah,
can try to expand our impact together, because I always believe in working together with government to
Hmm.
to to drive the outcome at a mega scale, like you said, 1,500 schools
Yeah,
in Andhra Pradesh.
scale is everything. Scale is everything because there are 63 million deaf and hard of hearing in India. That's a large number. That's I lived in Switzerland, so I'll say it's about 8 times the size of Switzerland. It's massive, and the thing is that all you have to do, in a sense, is make sure that people acquire the language.
હેલો નિયતિ મારું ઇન્ટરનેટ કે તરુણજીનું?
No, no, Tarunji's internet is.
So I just we have to do that for.
No, so that is another personal question.
It glitched again. Tarunji's internet glitched again.
Hmm.
We were talking, I think, about the numbers, the scale, the fact that we're not going to be able to do this alone. We've already trained 150 interpreters. Yeah, this we've done, which means that because deaf people are very discerning, they're also very, very sort of strict with us. Anything goes wrong, they have to wait for more than half a minute or whatever it is. Even though nobody in the world, even the Americans, they don't do less than half a minute. They have 1 to 2 minutes you have to wait until you get your call. Here, they're very, very strict with us, and they need to have good interpreters. And of course, there are slight regional variations. They will have the same word, say for rice or say for hello. There are many different, in Kerala.
You have
And
five languages. Which are those 5 languages?
no, we do 12 languages.
Oh, wow.
So, we do 12 languages, So in the south, obviously, there's Malayalam, Telugu, Tamil, Kannada. And we used to have, for a short while, somebody who also spoke Tulu. And then, we have Gujarati, we have Marathi, we have Punjabi. In Bhopal, of course, there's Hindi, English. Then we have Bengali interpreters. We have had Assamese. We even had one Kashmiri, but
12
that
languages.
Kashmiri one is
How do you have 12 languages? So how many interpreters you have in? They're all in Bangalore?
no. What happened is we started. We had a call center, but then COVID came. And then we found, so we would recruit from different parts of the country, but also that's good. That's also good because uh, the people know the place, they know the language very well. There's some affinity with the people, etc. And that model works. So slowly, what we're trying to do is open offices in different parts of the country so that we can, at a state level, start sort of coordinating. So we've opened one office in Chennai, we've opened one office in Bhopal, we're just opening one in Patiala at the moment, and that's the way. And this is working with people who are already working with the deaf, because eventually that's the communication that we have to do. We can look and we see on our Google Analytics who all are making calls in real time, and we can see it's all over the country. We have over 800 different locations where people are making calls from, and we can tell. I mean, some of those small locations, there are 4 or 5 people who have downloaded, but it's very nice for us to see. There are places that I don't even recognize the name of, that we see that people are calling from.
That's the
But
power of technology.
absolutely, absolutely. And so what we're trying to do is build up, these groups, these self-help groups, in a sense. So Telegram groups of all the deaf people, and they want to share whatever they want to share. Sometimes it's news, sometimes it's
So Tarunji, you can bring more than 1,000 people to our annual event right from your network, I guess. Let's try
no,
to
no,
have a big number, and that will go a long way.
absolutely.
needless to say, it will go a long way because we are the partners of your choice. As you say, we came in a right time for capturing the B2C market. You know, we have
Yeah,
already given you a contract for 1,000 people right now for subscription. We hope
yeah,
more as you know, we find. So let us make sure that we have mag amplified our collective efforts, magnified it, and this interview is very helpful in many ways. I did not know frankly, about this B2B impact with 20 companies. That's a great news, at least to
yeah,
me.
yeah.
Maybe I missed it. You might have told it. And second is, uh, we did not know 12 languages that you support, which is really great. And I think you should not have less than million people target, maybe in next 3 to 5 years.
No, no, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. We want to make it a service. We're not going to be able to do it alone. Uh, People tell me, oh, somebody else is thinking of planning and starting the service. You'll have competition. And I say, honestly, I say, let them come. We will help them.
Yeah, because
It's
market is big.
the market is big. There are so many people out there. It literally, we were not going to be able to do it alone. Let us have, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 interpreters.
No, great,
Yeah.
great. And
No,
I can
this,
think I can think many possibilities, but since we are working or talking closely with few chief ministers or few governors or few ministers, I see that angle, your government angle that you have just started with Madhya Pradesh and 1,500 schools in Andhra Pradesh. I think there is a big potential there also. I believe this
absolutely.
is the transformative impact that
Yeah.
you have figured out. What all we need to do is now scale up.
No, absolutely. One
And
thing you can help us, sir. One thing you can help us. There are many aspects of our business that require a little bit of technology innovation. And I'm talking here about AI. Now, I don't have the money to do this at the moment, but I know that there's a lot that we can do. I've thought about it. I go and watch the videos. I can see what we can do. I'm one request: help us with getting a little bit money to make this do a little bit of a leap ahead, that we can reach more people. That
no,
is one
that
thing. Ask
I
for
definitely.
support.
Yeah,
I, I,
so we will talk about it in a separate call, Tarunji, but
sure, sure,
definitely
sure.
I want to understand your investment pitch deck a little bit better and what is that because we have many donors who are also social investors, so we can propose them that here is a proven model of B2B, B2C. They just need to scale up and this is the revenue model because the good
Yes,
thing is that yourself or Tracer Labs, this you guys are making money, and
yeah,
that's what we
that's
want to support.
yeah,
It's not
yeah.
a charity product. You have the
No,
real
no.
beneficiary and real impact. So we want to partner with you. And I want to
Yeah.
close the interview right now, Tarunji. Thank you very much. Uh,
Thank you.
and we definitely are looking forward to long-term association. Let me stop.
Same here, Pranavji. And whatever way we can help, please tell us. Yeah, because yeah, just tell us and we will be there.
Yes.
We will certainly get all these people to come and join.